I've got an Echo PB1000 handheld leaf blower. It's a bit older, but it's a good machine. It's built pretty tough. What I wanted to show you today is, I don't know if you've had this problem, but the choke cleaver sometimes gets loose like that. So when you put the choke off, it will actually go back on when it's running, which can be a problem. See how loose that is? So I'll show you a quick and simple solution on how to fix that. First, you want to remove this air filter cover here, just the wing nut. So once you got that off, there's two screws here that need to be removed. So the whole carburetor is going to come loose when you loosen these screws. You don't need to remove the carburetor. All you want to remove is this cover, and you just hold the carburetor and pull, and it's going to come off. Then you separate this piece from the plastic cover. And this is where the problem is. There's a little Allen head screw right here which gets loose, and all you need to do is to tighten it to the desired tightness that you want. So it's very tiny, and it's going to fit right in here, right in this part. So now I'm just going to tighten a bit and try it. It's still loose. I'm just going to tighten it a bit more. It's very flimsy, so you just don't want to over tighten it. Now it's starting to get tighter, just not quite tight enough. There. Maybe that's a bit too tight, but it's gonna get a bit loose as it gets worn. So now you can see on the other side, the choke's on like that when it's up. When it's down, it's off. So once you've got this fixed to your desired stiffness here, you just put it back on. Before you do that, you want to make sure that the linkage in your carburetor is still on here. If not, you got to slide it back in through that little hole. So make sure that that's on. So now I'm just going to reassemble it. So reassembling is pretty easy. You just put the two screws back in, line them up in the carburetor, make sure that your gasket is on, the intake gasket. You want to make sure that this intake gasket is between the carburetor and the manifold on the engine. So you just put the carb through the screws front, put it back in, and that's it. Just tighten up the screws. Tighten them on an even pattern before you go too tight, just so that it gets screwed in evenly. There we go. You want them tight enough, but not overly tight. You may want to put it at a Loctite inside the screws there, so it doesn't come off. And then you just put your air breather cover back on. And last is the wing nut. So there we go. It's all done. Ready to go.